He is a suspect. Dude, we need to talk. Oh, is that... Oh, wow. Nice. I'm such a geek. Look at this. It tells you how many you've found of them. Oh, we are going so down this rabbit hole. What did I say about a freaking... I'm telling you now. That house is paranormal. There's something dodgy going on here. Tell me she doesn't look like... No offense. No offense. Intended. Probably taken, but none intended. She looks like someone that would have a Ouija board. No? I'm telling you now, she has a Ouija board. What is all this stuff behind her? They're not doing a lie detector test. Yes, I like to look at things before I go into them and try and guess stuff. It's kind of what I do. I can see what he means by odd, just by that expression alone when talking about a crime, but it is what it is. Side note to this character before we meet her. Has anyone watched Paranormal Activity 3? That might be why I'm coming to this conclusion. She reminds me of the grandmother in Paranormal 3, and she scared the out of me. That film, there was a dude in the cinema that literally legged it out of the cinema. I felt quite proud that I stayed, because wow, he was so fast, it was amazing. So, are we ready for this? What is she going to tell us? The day after that interrogation with Caleb. Okay. Come on, Ruth. 5:41 p.m. Okay. No comment.
Evening.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Well, thank you.
As you know, we're talking to a couple of people here tonight connected with the incident on your street. Our officers are interviewing them in other rooms here. I'm Sergeant Wilcox, and this is Detective Turner.
How do you do?
Apologies for having to interview in the AV room. Our main room's occupied. Plus, it's the only room where we have power on consistently. Stuff got fried over the last couple of days in the storm. At least we can make sure all the recordings are working here. And we want to make sure you get everything.
Yeah. John likes coming in here so we can geek out over all the old AV equipment. So, just to confirm what you told us yesterday, let's start with your name.
Ah, yes, okay, you're requesting my name again. It's Ruth. Ruth Forsbrand. Good to see you, Detective.
Your address for the record?
I live at 218 First Avenue here in town. I've been here most of my life, interestingly. My grandfather actually came over on the ships from Norway. And like many settlers, he was a deckhand on a trawler. Passed through Anchorage, Seattle, and most of the western coast before homesteading here. You see, the government was still giving away parcels of land in those days. Very kind of them. It was really a different time. Similar, but different.
No power surges, but she goes on for a while, I'm betting. She's a character, I like her. She tells it like it is, I can tell
Could
already.
you just give us a quick rundown of what happened yesterday?
Now, you asked me what happened yesterday morning already. You see, I've done this a few times. I called and spoke with Kaylee at your offices here, like they told me to. No, I gave her all of the details.
Interesting.
Not to mention your colleague at my house before that, whose name escapes me. He tread on my daffodils. I think you need to get your ducks in order down here. What sort of an office are you running here?
This is a police station, ma'am. Now, would you mind just explaining it all to us one more time, for the record?
Oh, all right. Okay, now, it must have been about 8 a.m. No, 9 a.m. Thereabouts. When Ken and I went out for our usual walk.
Ken?
Oh, you don't know Ken. Ken's my dog.
There we go.
A basset hound. We like to go on the same route around the neighborhood every day. Sometimes he likes to go too much, and I have to tell him, no, Ken, it's not time to go yet, not yet. Oh, we just went. I've had many dogs, but he is so pushy. He doesn't understand that I don't like to walk so much.
Why don't we just focus on yesterday morning to start when you left your house, walked down the street?
I was just getting to that, Detective. It's not polite to interrupt people. Michael. Yes, I know your name, Michael, which you so rudely omitted. You and that Lieutenant Colton. I've known your families ever since you were little. You see, I've lived here my whole life. I knew your parents. What would they say about your manners now?
Look, we've got a house full of murdered young people, and we need to give their families some answers as soon as possible. And we've got a window that's fast closing before the media and assorted kooks descend on us like locusts.
Ah, yes. We can't have that. Our little town's got a reputation to uphold.
Okay, how long would you say your walks last?
About 30 minutes.
And you say you saw a man near the house, right?
Did she say a time? I can't remember. She said the morning. I can't remember if she said a time.
You want to know what I saw yesterday? Okay. It was 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Or thereabouts. Maybe a little before. Ken and I left the house. We went up to Seaview, over to 2nd Avenue, and down Still Point, and then back to 1st, like we do every day. Oh, Ken does keep me young. Always surprised by his energy. So, we came down 1st. It's only really a block or two back to ours. And we saw the house, 221, where the incident occurred. We saw the damage and the young man, and that was largely the extent of it. Now, what else can I help you with?
Circumstantial. Right place, right time for him.
Okay, talk us through this a bit slower. So you're out walking your dog, south on 1st. Now, same side of the street on the sidewalk as the house?
Yes.
And what made you look at the house?
I don't know, really. Actually, no, I didn't look at the house.
You didn't look at the house.
No, it was Ken who
Oh.
looked first.
Your dog?
You followed his gaze.
Okay, so your dog looks. Any particular reason why? Was there a noise or?
I don't know.
Okay, fine. So, what's going on at the house? What do you see?
I saw a very messy yard. And to be honest, a very messy house. Very unkempt, shameful. Now, when Mr. and Mrs. Morgan lived there originally, it was beautiful. No, not Craig and his daughter, but his parents. It was wonderfully kept. Fresh flowers, fresh paint, fresh...
Oh, let's just stick to yesterday. So,
No, that was useful to
See
me.
anything else? A man, perhaps?
Oh, yes, the young man in the hat. Walking around to the side of the house towards the back.
Could have been robbing it.
Damage to the front door. A face in the window. Yes, I remember it well. I thought it was odd. I went home.
The face in the window.
A few minutes later, I called.
I'm sorry. You saw a face in the window, as well as Caleb. The man in the hat.
Is that his name?
Well, that was unprofessional.
At 9 a.m.
Thereabouts.
We have the victims listed by the coroner as all being in their locations for several hours, including Heather, right? So somebody else was walking around the house at 9 a.m. Any idea what they were doing?
I don't know, Detective. All I can tell you is that I saw a face. At least, I think it was a face.
Well, actually, your call came in at 9:20. No, 9:22 a.m. Actually. Do your walks usually take 20 minutes? Because wow, you're a fast walker.
I'm a very fast walker.
Ben.
Don't forget that I own a small store as well. I have to hurry to open it every morning at 10.
Okay. What's your point? She said around 9 a.m. It was 9:22. Did she do it on the way back? Did she do it at home? Does she have a phone? Like a mobile? Cell phone, whatever. Man's face in the window. Could it possibly be Lieutenant Colton, who was already at the scene, despite saying he had to respond to it? Questions. Okay.
My house is just down the road and up the way from Main Street and my shop. Very convenient. You must know it.
This is the Circle's Glow?
Yes, that's my shop. Another thing I like about our little town. Everyone knows everyone. Some more than others. I saw the kids playing a game in the yard a few days ago when I was coming home. Drinking what looked like inebriates. They were in red cups, so I couldn't tell exactly. Friendly, I said good day to them as I walked by. I wish they had used that energy to do some yard work or clean up the yard. Disgraceful state, that house.
Sorry, were these the victims you saw a few days ago?
Yes, Alana was with them.
About how many days would you say that was?
About a week ago.
A week?
Last weekend.
Okay, you said kids. Just making sure we're on the same page here and establishing a timeline.
When you said that some people know other people in the neighborhood more than others, what do you mean by that?
I see a lot of people come and go, going about their busy lives, commingling. We're not that old-fashioned out here.
Well, anything we should know about? Anything that would worry us?
No, nothing to concern yourselves about.
So that house is lived in. That is very surprising to me. So why has it got to that point? What's going on in Morgan? See, my brain. What's going on in Morgan's family's life that they've allowed it to get to that state? Emily was the organizer. It was Morgan's house. Presumptive?
Yes, my store is located near the house with the teenagers. Young adults. They got intrigued by my humble store, just like anyone else who visits the town.
What was the name of it?
They asked me to give them the manuscripts with ancient legends and myths of the area, saying they needed it for their schoolwork. Of course, I helped them. They're on the rack near the door. Mass-produced reprints I had printed specially. They look like the usual tourist types, after all.
Did you say Circle's Hope?
My house is just down the road and up the way from Main Street and my shop. Very convenient. You must know it.
This is the Circle's Glow?
The Circle's Glow.
Ruth? No, I don't know any Ruths. I don't really know any older ladies.
How do you know she's older?
I just guessed with the name.
Right. And you've never been to her store over on Main? She runs the Circle's Glow.
Oh, that store. The spiritual one.
There we
I might have
go.
been in that one before.
Might have.
I was, okay? A while ago. Not too many shops in town. I checked it out.
So you met the owner.
I guess, yeah. Is that her? I don't know her name, though.
Do you remember what you guys talked about?
No. It was a while ago.
Interesting she didn't mention that, though.
So many deities we have on our little planet here. It can feel quite crowded and confusing. Which one is the real one? That question would be a death sentence in some parts of the world. Why is it a competition anyway? Especially when we all know who the real ones are. Anyway, Michael. At least that's the line that Horse draws.
What?
So many deities we have on our little planet here. It can feel quite crowded and confusing. Which one is the real one? Huh? That question would be a death sentence in some parts of the world. Why is it a competition anyway? Especially when we all know who the real ones are. Anyway, Michael. At least that's the line that Horse draws.
I feel like they're really getting me to search Michael. What is with that name? Ah ha ha ha.
The face looked rather pale. Sad looking, perhaps. Pretty. Possibly young.
Pretty is
It
female.
was only for a second. I was far away, though, and didn't get a good look. Didn't want to stare and be rude.
Did they see you?
I think so.
Interesting.
Actually, no, I'm not sure.
What?
They didn't move much.
And which window was this?
It was upstairs.
Ooh.
The front bedroom, I think.
Oh, it was female then. Or a male?
Oh, well, you can never tell for sure these days. Female, I think. Fair in their complexion. Wait. No. Perhaps a male.
Alright, so anything else about them that we should know? How about their hair color? Their hair length? Were they wearing anything that you remember?
I didn't see. Don't think they were wearing anything in particular out of the ordinary. Long hair, yes. Not sure what color.
Long hair.
What was odd was that they weren't moving, rather stagnant. A long gaze. Then, that boy in the purple wool hat and the black shirt, he walked around to the side. Now, he looked homeless, confused.
There we go.
When I looked back up to the window, that face was gone.
She was in shock from being noticed, whoever it was.
I think we'll have to ask you to work with our team and try to come up with a sketch of the face you saw in the window, if you don't mind. Do you think you can do that?
Yes, of course. I don't mind. I'm happy to assist. I'm not sure I'll be able to remember all of the details, but I'll do my best. They seemed familiar.
Great. Thanks.
Familiar.
We'll do that after our session here.
Now, we have a couple of photos that we want to show you. They're of different men from the area. And would you be able to circle the photo of the man that you think you saw near the house?
That's why she recognises him. She's had a conversation with him before. He's local to the area. If he spoke with her, doesn't mean anything.
Okay. All right. Thanks. That's really, really helpful. Now, are you sure that this is the one?
Just
And
shrugging.
You've never seen him before.
No, never.
Lie.
Anything else that you can tell us?
Eye
Have you
contact.
noticed anything odd at the house before this?
No. The stand's empty most of the time.
Really?
When Craig and his family aren't in town. They live in the city. The neighborhood's changed a lot over the years. People come and go, the renters, the vacationers. But the houses stay the same. The houses have an interesting history. The whole town and area does. It's a shame when out-of-towners don't respect our values.